In three, two. Hey, Kathryn, so talk to us. Tell me one or a couple tactics, strategies, or thoughts we can do before opening our doors to the public that you know can definitely help other practice owners out if we were to implement it today.
Hi, Michael. Thank you so much for inviting me. And I have quite a few tactics. I don't know if we have enough time to go through all of them, but I will share my favorite ones.
Mhm.
And the one that is my favorite one may surprise you.
Okay, awesome. Let's get into it.
Yes, as a startup, as a startup, you're a business and you enter in a new market. Anytime any business enters a new market, you have to think, how can I take shares from this market? What kind of product can I bring to the market that I can take part of the shares? What it means for us dentists, before we enter the market, we have to be ready to define what do we bring to the market? What makes us different? Why will patients choose us over another dental office? And what unique proposition we have as a business to enter the market. We all have heard about it. We all know that importance of having a vision, the importance of having the goals written down. But this is different. This is just a business perspective. How will you take shares on a market? Because if you look, potential patients is just a number of shares that we hope to obtain. How will we do that? And the best is to start telling stories. Stories on how to make it different. Stories on how you will make a better social change. How you will make your business different than other business. And ultimately telling a story of why patients should choose you. This has actually becomes the most amazing and a powerful strategy, because once you start telling stories, and the stories that sincere, community hears you, community notices you, potential employees notice you. And before you know, you start getting patient phone calls and requests your appointment. So that's number one. To tell a story, you don't have to hire anyone professional. You can use your cell phone and you can record yourself telling those stories in less than a minute. Your video should be short and sweet, to the point, and you should have a series of videos describing your value proposition, why to come and see you, or just simply describing who you are and welcoming those new patients. But you should have a series of videos introducing yourself to the community. There is a number of things you can do with those videos. You can post them on a Facebook. You can share it any of your social platforms. You can put it in community groups, again, on the social platforms. You can upload it to YouTube channel, and you can have a link to those YouTube channels on your website. So that's number one, what you can do. What do you think of it, Michael?
Yeah, so I like that a lot. Tell a story, and that's the best. Now, let me ask you, when it comes to telling like your story or anybody's story, how do you make it so where it's like people are looking at it, people want to hear it. They're not just like, oh, it's a dentist saying that they care. You know what I mean?
That's a really good question. That's a really good question. That's where really we have to define what is our population, what kind of patients do we want to see. And number one, you have to know that there is a need. If there is no need, people will not choose to listen to your videos. So that's, again, you have to define what will be a story, who you're trying to, what kind of a market share you want to grab. So that's really, that goes back into deciding what kind of patients you want to see, who wants to be seen by you, and what kind of patients really will come to see you. And there has to be need. There has to be need. Maybe there has to be a need for affordable dentistry, or maybe there is a need for patients that are afraid of dentists, or maybe there is a need for geriatric dentistry. So you have to find out what is the need and how will you fill that need. And that's how you will become busy in your community. But if a dentist says, well, there is a lot of residential houses and this is a great community, but maybe they don't have a need for the dentist, or maybe they don't have a need for specific services that you want to offer. So the bottom line, when you do create your story brand and you have a specific goals of what you're going to bring to the market, then that specific goal, if it meets the need on the market, people will listen. People will listen. They will hear because they've been waiting for you. Your community has been waiting for your services. They have been waiting for you. And that brings actually another great point. Once you know and once you have those stories, the step number 2 is to connect to your community. You can connect to your community. It's maybe little work in the beginning, but it's the most important work you will do. You can take boxes to introducing your practice and having goodies in a box. You can take a box with free dental stuff and a flyer introducing yourself. You can take it to all small businesses near your location, all beauty salons. You can contact schools and offer nurses to come in and educate kids on importance of dental health. You can go to daycares and introduce yourself and invite and ask to be invited to educate kids about importance of dental health. The possibilities are endless. So doing a ground marketing, connecting to your community is huge. And again, the possibilities are endless. I can list 10 to 15 things that you can do in your community. So once you start talking to people and once you start introducing yourself in a community, and they will start seeing you post on social media, or they will want to learn more about you, and you want to have a stories ready. You want to have a stories uploaded to your Facebook, to your social platforms, because once you start talking to people in a community and start introducing yourself, it doesn't mean they will automatically come to you. They will want to check out your website. They will want to check out you on social platforms. So you want to have that ready. So the 2 steps I would say would be crucial is to have your brand story and to have your value proposition ready, and then start connecting to your community. While you do all of that, while you do things, it's very important to consider digital marketing to make sure you do start ranking for local search optimization. So that's really, you want to prioritize SEO for local search. And you will be surprised. The best thing to do is to have a well-optimized Google My Page. You really want to optimize and have your Google My Page ready. And then you want to make sure your website is well optimized for local search engine optimization. So I would say if you do those 3 things, and if you really spend energy and time on doing those 3 things, you will start getting phone calls. You will start getting patients calling you. There is a few things also you want to consider. You want to make sure that your website offers online scheduling, because maybe patients will be calling you after hours or when your office is not open yet. So you want to make sure you have an online scheduling, because you will be marketing a lot. You will be spending a lot of time and energy marketing. You want to make sure that patients can schedule 24/7. And I'm not talking about logging into your website and requesting an appointment. I am saying that they need to log in and schedule your appointment. And a good example I want to make is that would you call an airline to book your appointment at this point, to book your flight at this point? Would you ever do that, Michael?
No, not anymore.
No. No, no. And as a being a dental startup, you need to be just like an airline. Everything has to be handled online. Patients have to be able to schedule their first appointment online. You would be amazed. You would be amazed how many people will hear about you in the community, see your story, or maybe they will get a flyer from a daycare you visit, and you want to make sure your online scheduling is ready to be used 24/7. And so that would be very important. And so that's, I would say, doing what things would be very important. If you really, and my last tip, one of the top tips is
Mm.
really to deliver flyers. You can do postcard mailers, or you can deliver flyers. I never use the postcard mailers. I always would do flyers. I would hire kids from a local church and just let them deliver flyers to the doors. Um, this method was one of my favorite methods to get a lot of new patients scheduling fast. And again, you can hire kids from a local church, and you can give them flyers, and they will deliver it to the houses around your location. And you want to make sure that your flyer has your website, QR code, and ability to schedule online. So if you do those things, you will be busier than you want to be on your first week of being open.
Got you, man. This is really, really great information. If you had to, Kathryn, let's just say we got the story down, we got our brand down, we got the value proposition. We're like, okay, we know exactly the need here, and everything like that. To you, if I had to pick like maybe one specific thing for digital marketing, what would you recommend we start doing before we open? Like, let's just say I got the brand down and everything. I'm going to be open in 2 months from now. What should I be doing right now for digital marketing?
That's wonderful. Actually, I have a few things. Number one, Google my business page. That's number one, because it is considered digital marketing. It's a free tool by Google, but it's
Mhm.
still a part of a digital marketing package. Number two, YouTube. You want to start a YouTube channel. And really, if YouTube will be indexed by Google before your website, all your blog will be indexed. So Google my page, YouTube, and then your website. For your website, if you can actually outrank your competitors quickly. It's a myth that it takes 6 to 8 months. It's absolutely a myth. It's not correct. You can be ranked a lot faster if you have a great content, if you have a well-optimized website. And I think we talked about it, that I told you that my last website, I outranked my all other websites in less than a month. That's
Mhm.
so. And I did mention it to you last time, but the best way to outrank your competitors and to have a great website is really to have a lot of commonly asked questions answered on your website. So if I had to choose, if I had to do something that would give me the best results, I would Google what patients ask. And easy way to do it is to go to Neil Patel new app, ask the people, and you can type in the area of dentistry that you would like to promote or again to be known for. And that will give you all the commonly asked questions that people ask or Google. And then you would take those questions and answer them. And you can answer them via YouTube video. You can answer them, you can answer on the YouTube, and then you can also answer it in written form and add those answers to your website. So well-optimized website that has lots of commonly asked questions is a bad thing to do. So between Google My Page, YouTube, and well-optimized website that has a lot of commonly asked questions, That would be my top priority. And then you can go on Instagram and do Facebook. But again, as a new startup, you won't have a lot of followers. You will not have a lot of followers. So you're not going to get a lot of traction on Instagram or Facebook unless it's your family, which not going to give you a lot of business. So, but if you go on a YouTube and you add solid, commonly asked questions and answers via video, you will get a lot of CEO from that. You will get so that would be my top 3 things to do: YouTube, Google My Page, and a well-optimized website, but with a lot of commonly asked questions.
Gotcha. I really like that. I like that, especially the commonly asked questions. Very interesting. And guys, if you want, Kathryn's episode was 371, Nebraska Family Dentistry. If you guys want to check it out, it's going to be in the show notes below where you can hear full-length interview of what she's been doing and everything like that. But that's really interesting to hear, Kathryn. So I appreciate your time. And if anyone has further questions, you can definitely find her on the Dental Marketer Society Facebook group, or where can they reach out to you directly?
Yeah, the best way is to email me at nebraskafamilydentistry@gmail.com, or you connect with me on LinkedIn. You can easily find me under Kathryn Alderman, and I would be glad to connect with you. And if you have any questions about doing a startup or getting your startup busy fast, and most importantly, how to grow fast, you can ask me those questions and I will be able to help you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kathryn, for being with me on this Monday morning marketing episode.
I really appreciate your time, Michael, and thanks again for inviting me.